Thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus. I am Maria Moreau, joined by the one and only Brooks Baptiste. If I can get your name graphic up here.
It doesn't
There we
matter.
go.
You just gave me the greatest introduction. So with or without the name graphic, I'm all good, my friend. Happy Monday to you.
Happiest Monday. Hey, this is in case you missed it, where we catch you up on some stories you may have missed. And Brooks, what do you got for us today?
All right, so you may remember the days of the stimulus checks. I
Right.
think everybody was trying to get their hands on one if they qualified for one. Well, supposedly, if you never received yours in 2021, you may still be eligible to get it. The IRS has announced a plan to send recovery rebate credits to 1 million people who never received their economic impact payment. The maximum payment is $1,400 per person. So if you are eligible, you should receive a letter in the mail sometime soon. Those payments are going to go out automatically before the end of the month via direct deposit or paper check. Now that's talking about Christmas coming early for somebody, because if you didn't know you have $1,400 out there and it comes back to find you,
And you know, a lot of people are hurting right now, so this is some much needed funds, especially with the pressures of gift giving
yes.
and getting ready for the new year.
And look, think about it, Maria. A lot of people, when they see a notice from the IRS, they're thinking, I owe something.
I'm in trouble.
But wouldn't it be nice if they said, we've got something for you? So if you are one of the lucky 1 million out there, you should receive a letter in the
Make
mail
sure
sometime
you open
soon.
your mail from the IRS.
Yes, you should. You may not want to run away from that one. Also, something that we're watching, Big Lots is starting its going out of business sale. So the company is preparing to close nearly 1,000 locations after a sale to save the bankrupt retailer fell through. Big Lots, I don't know why I can't get that out. Big Lots announcing yesterday that it doesn't anticipate a sale to a private equity firm to go through, and it's going to start those sales at all remaining locations in the coming days. Now in the metro, we only have one location that is going to close, and that is the Big Lots in Chamblee off of Chamblee Tucker Road. I think the reason I was struggling to say Big Lots was because I remember Big Lots. Growing up in Florida, we had Walmart and you had Big Lots. This was like before Target really came on the scene and everybody started enjoying Target and whatnot. So it's, again, an end of an era for a lot of those big box retailers that we have known. They're disappearing one by
More
one.
people are going online. And if
I
you're not online,
know.
you're not getting as much traffic as, you did 20 years ago.
But think about it, Maria, when you go into some of those stores, folks don't even pack them out like they used to. People, and now, Target has gotten so smart with what they're doing. What do they do? The drive-up orders?
Yep.
Because so like my wife and a lot of other people, they finally start to save a couple of dollars because they're not going in it. Well, no, they still find a way to spend all the money at Target, even with the drive-up. But it just goes to show you that companies are trying their best to make sure they're keeping the consumer in mind first. And for those that haven't been able to do that successfully, this is what we're seeing, unfortunately.
And honestly, this is a good opportunity if you are looking for a deal.
Yes.
Go visit your Big Lots for one last time.
So, Maria, I'll be getting your Christmas gift a little later because
Okay,
I got to
got
wait
it.
for Big Lots to put some stuff
I'm
on sale.
expecting a gift, so now that you've said it on record,
I meant that was for you to get me a gift, not me getting you one, my friend. Happy holidays to
happy
you.
holidays. Hey, let's talk about a story that is making its rounds on social media. I want to talk about Cumberland Mall for a moment. If you have been online over the past 24 hours, you know that we've been following this story since it first broke to you. People who are doing last-minute shopping at the mall ended up in the middle of quite a chaotic event. On Sunday, police initially thought there had been a shooting at the mall, but it turned out to be a big fight instead. Cobb police say multiple people were detained, but didn't say if those charges against them would be filed. And even though there was no indication that a shooting ever happened, police still did a sweep all over the mall and search for victims, and no one was injured. No one was reported injured, at least. So they are, again, continuing on with that investigation. But there was, according to police, no shooting. Now, this all raised alarms because there was reportedly a blood trail at a portion of the mall, but police at this time do believe that that was from the fight and not any shots that had been fired or anything like that. So the good news for everybody, I know when you step outside, especially nowadays, it's kind of always on the back of the mind, unfortunately, that you could find yourself in this situation. And thankfully, everyone, from what police can understand at this very moment in their investigation, everyone is safe. There was no shooting after all. All right, and we were talking about Big Lots not too long ago. Well, here's another opportunity to support a local business one last time. This Metro Atlanta brewery is shutting its doors for good. It's a trend we've seen across the city over the last few years. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer went to End Brewery on the west side in its last week open.
Robert Holborough has been with Best End Brewing since they opened in 2019.
It's one of the places that was actually built in the community.
They weathered the uncertainty of COVID-19.
The pandemic was a real time. We had a period when we closed down.
But 5 years later, they're closing their doors permanently.
I know people who've gotten married or meeting somebody here, and kids are starting to come here and all that stuff. So it's really been a staple for the last 5 years.
This is a trend we've been seeing lately in Metro Atlanta. In the same week, Torch Top announcing they're also tapping their last kegs. They joined the more than a dozen area breweries that have closed just within the last few years. It's a trend the Georgia Craft Brewers Guild is watching closely.
There's a lot more competition. There's been a number of economic pressures, supply chain issues, rising cost of goods.
Joseph Cortez with the Guild was not too surprised to hear about these closures a month after we first spoke to him. In a statement, he says in part, quote, while these small businesses struggle under the weight of outdated and crushing state regulations, well-funded special interests like the Georgia beer wholesalers fight to preserve the status quo. Best End hopes to see their customers at their farewell bash next weekend.
Definitely love to see all the people that have been coming to us.
In Atlanta, Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
So go out and support if you can. Hey, speaking of, in case you missed it, a little holiday hospitality was on display in DeKalb County. American Medical Response in DeKalb County EMS fed families in Decatur earlier. They called it Breakfast with Santa. The nonprofit My Sister's Keeper helped sponsor the event. Organizers say they want to make a difference for families in the county, and more than a dozen families also received gifts at this holiday event. It was a fantastic opportunity for the kids and really helping to get everybody into the holiday spirit. And we love to see all of the wonderful events you've got going on in your community. So if you have an organization or something going on that you want us to highlight, please let us know. You can reach us online at atlantanewsfirst.com. You can email us as well. All right, thank you so much for joining me here for In Case You Missed It. The news never stops, and we are staying on top of it here at Atlanta News First Plus. Weather Where You Are is up next, and First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi will be joining to talk about all things Christmas and what you can expect in the week ahead. Make it a great day.